Hi everyone. It was another strong, powerful day on Tuesday for the overall stock market. And if you're checking out this chart of the NASDAQ, this stock market is getting a little ahead of itself. It's nothing to say that it can't continue to get ahead of itself. However, we're really getting outside the upper, trend line boundary if you connect that level. And then if you kind of connect like going through here, I'd have to rotate that. You can rotate that on the other TC channel, but you kind of get what I'm trying to go at with the upper trend line boundaries, and you can see it's really outside of its upper trend channel line. So while today's gain on strong volume is bullish, overall, I mean, it's really good to see. On the short term, I would also think that maybe if volume starts to get well above average and really heavy here, and let's say that we're up the next few days, that will be, we'll need to probably pull back because we're just getting a little too far ahead of ourselves on the short term. Russell 2000 also, it isn't anything biggish deal yet whatsoever, but you'll notice here that it is outside of this upper trend line now by a good decent amount. It's not a really great one overall, but it is, getting a little ahead of itself. And if you don't like that one, we could even use, let's go really short term here and use this little line here, and you can see that it's above that boundary ever so barely, but it is above it. So either way, short term or mid-range short term, we're getting just a little ahead of ourselves, and it would be nice to see the pullback in the indexes, because as you can see here on every other one, Dow Jones, New York Stock Exchange, we are a little extended from that 200-day moving average, aren't we? And on that note, tonight, let's go. I'm going to look at a few stocks. I mean, there's still a lot of stocks that look great out there. I'll show you a couple of them really quick. Look at this one that recently started to show up in Telechart, WWAV. There's just a lot. Look at Q Core off the lows, just like ALXN. You can see ALXN and Q Core are rounding out, making nice consolidation patterns on a weekly. And you got stocks like VRTO breaking out and BPOP breaking out today. And on top of that, we have a new long signal in FIG today. And I know it doesn't seem like it's that great of a stock or anything, but FIG, as you'll see here, the earnings and sales have turned around significantly, and mutual funds are starting to accumulate the shares only by one, but at least it's showing up. And earnings estimates look good for the next two upcoming quarters. PE ratio is actually quite small, and you can see all of the rankings in IBD are quite good. So FIG does make sense here to me to get long this position. You can see all the accumulation earlier in 2012, then a nice tight consolidation pattern here that led to a breakout on a heavy accumulation all the way to this consolidation pattern, which was on low volume, got some clear accumulation on the right side, and now this short little handle is having a breakout, so that looks good. Getting a very strong add signal out of USCR. USCR is bouncing right off the 50-day moving average, producing another pocket pivot point buy signal. The only thing that'd be nice to see is if the relative strength line was doing the same thing the money stream line was and was hitting a new high. At least BOP's going green again. Accumulation is very strong, and that followed a very low volume consolidation pattern, so that all looks good there. Remember, it's a very, very thin stock, but it's got some great earnings and sales numbers, and clearly it's under accumulation in a very strong industry group, so that kind of mitigates the problem of it being thin. But it's a limit order only. If you do not use limit orders and you get a bad fill, don't blame me. I can't say I did, that wasn't going to possibly happen. And then also I'm going to add to RVLT. RVLT, it's better to look at a little bit longer range off the September lows. Huge accumulation, low volume during this consolidation period, accumulation, low volume during that consolidation period, accumulation, low volume, accumulation, heavier volume, accumulation, and once again though, lower volume on the pullback. When there was a big intraday move lower, it got intraday support on strong volume, and now we're starting to make the right side of this small little consolidation pattern part of an overall uptrending stock on decent volume. I would go heavier, but MarketSmith indicates, because I'm only going to put it into the speculative account and only going to be a small position, because it's on MarketSmith it says earnings are supposed to be tomorrow on the 15th. I cannot confirm that actually anywhere. I did not go to the company website, but it was gonna be small anyway. No need to increase it. Relative strength line is lagging significantly. Also on the move today, I would have liked to have seen a lot stronger volume surge. Granted, it is very strong after the consolidation period, but I still would have preferred to have seen more volume overall on a move, especially when it's up 15% in one day. That's just a personal preference. If you want to go bigger, you can. And we only have one sell today, and no surprise, it is my arch nemesis AMBA. The stock has been very confusing following its gap up. What I considered a viable gap up on this day led to a cut loss, gave it some porosity before selling it all, and then, of course, it failed. No big deal, whatever, we'll move on. Then, of course, it gave another buy signal here. I warned that it might not be great and it might pull back a little because it did close off the high a day, so a pullback should be expected. I didn't think it would fail. And then we got another breakout, and once again, it's well off the high day, but still huge accumulation. Appears very strong. Relative strength line on the short term looks very strong, confirming the move to the short-term high grounds. I also thought that because of the close, it might pull back, but once again, I didn't think it would fail and fail so vigorously on such strong volume. And fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't let us fool us again. Fool me 3 times, what's wrong with me? Fool me 4 times, I went full retard. So it's a tricky situation with this stock. So what I assume is going to happen is we're going to get another breakout to new highs. We're going to get an intraday reversal. This time I will not take it, and the next day it'll be up 30%. But that's how it goes. So what are you going to do? Overall, though, market looks really good. Some concerning items: TSLA, Tesla, huge volume reversal. If this sets up a consolidation pattern and then a breakout higher, it's buyable again, but still to see volume that huge on a reversal day, never great. And SCTY, similar thing, 2-day chart pattern showing a very large reversal off the highs. I just hope that these are, anomalies and not going to become the regular or normal thing that we see from here on out. However, I have a feeling that stocks like LVNTA, look at this breakout from that consolidation pattern, best shown on a weekly. Look at that tight flat base. That's a perfect flat base, good breakout. High price stock, has a lot of mutual fund ownership, but it's so erratic with its earnings and sales that I just see it basically as a stock I'm going to regret not going long. But I wanted to end the video out on this in case anybody else was thinking that they might want to go long this security after looking at it.